If I was to ask you what it is that you're scared of, what would be the first thing that comes to mind? Guys, welcome to the Bird Brain Podcast, where the goal is to rise above it all, stay elevated, create that infinity, and up your you. I'm your host, Isaiah, and today I just wanted to ask you, what scares you? What scares you the most? Some people might say heights, public speaking, spiders, me as clowns. But I think universally we all have a fear of this one thing, and that's being your most authentic self. Society kind of gives you a duality in terms of like information. It's like, yeah, be an individual, be yourself, but in order to be great, you're gonna have to be this. Also in our relationships, we always try our best to be something that somebody or that we think somebody may value or appreciate, instead of just being valued for who we already are. If I've been reminded of anything recently, is that who I am and how I show up consistently is more than enough to be seen, valued, and appreciated, and even heard. For the longest time, the idea of speaking about things that I've experienced, talking about feelings, talking about my thoughts, I thought all of that was taboo, and felt like I shouldn't talk about it. I love this quote because it ties into just who I am. I talk about my experiences. I talk about just life. I talk about, how I've come to be. And there's this one quote that says, "You own everything that happens to you. Tell your stories. If people wanted you to write warmly about them, they should have behaved better." When you self-edit and when you keep editing yourself, you're not being your truest self. You're trying to be something that's going to make other people around you comfortable. The most important people in your life, or the most important people that you will come across, are the people that are comfortable with you being yourself, the people that encourage you to be your most authentic self, the people that pour into your most authentic self. Or something that I always do is I typically ask myself, is it work or effort? Whenever it comes to a relationship or even a project, because they feel different. Effort, there's trust that there's going to be a reciprocation or like something cyclical, creating the infinity. Even as an actor, when we audition, or I audition, a lot of times you're in your head is like, I have to be the person that they want instead of just being myself. You send yourself into the spiral of trying to think for the other person. You can't think for other people in terms of them deciding whether or not they're going to value you or not. And that's on a grand scale and also on a very personal scale. I think one of the biggest compliments I've ever received is when people feel that they can be themselves around me. Anything that you're working to sustain will eventually exhaust itself. That's a persona, that's a relationship, that's a project, that's work. Anything that is not based off of just genuine effort will never last that long. The shelf life isn't there. Be your biggest supporter, and when you show the world that you are willing to be your biggest supporter and champion, it makes it a lot easier for you to not rely on someone who may not be supporting you, who may be quiet when it comes to supporting you, and you just focus on who is. And you always know that you're one person that supports you no matter what. And people love authenticity. Whether or not they're going to mirror it, that's none of your business. What are you doing? Stop trying to work to be something that people are going to like, and make the effort to be the person that somebody's going to value. Effort, when you make effort, I can always promise you it will be reciprocated. Maybe not by who or what you think, but your effort will always be met with effort. Think about how can you be more of yourself, and ask yourself, what relationships am I trying to be something? Am I working to be something instead of making an effort to just be myself? If it's scary, lean into it. Sometimes the things that we fear the most are the things that change our lives. And being yourself can have a big impact. Be fueled by your fear to be your most authentic self. I wish you guys so much peace, obviously love, and I hope you guys take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Most of all, take flight.